Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well and you're feeling fantastic. We're looking at question number 13 on part 1 of our 2017-2018 Alberta High School Math Contest. Alright, so let S be a subset of non-negative integers and it will contain 0. And we also have the property that if x is in our set S, 3x and 3x plus 1 are also in S. Okay. The least possible number of elements of S less than 2017 is... Okay. So there's nothing special about 2017 as far as I can see. It's just the year of the paper. Okay. Now we have a number of options. Just looking at these three, I noticed they're powers of 2, but of course that isn't held over here. So that's just an observation. The first thing that jumps into my head with 64, 128, and 256. But it's entirely possible that none of these is correct. That is usually an option on these Alberta papers. Okay, what are we going to do? Well, I would probably start by saying, well, what does S have to look like? We know it's got 0, and we're looking for the least number of elements. So let's try and make sort of a bare minimum S. So if you got S, we know we've got 0. 0 has to be an S, and because of that, 3 times 0, 0 must be an S. But so must 3 times 0 plus 1, so 1 has to be an S. So S has to always have at least 2 things. But then 3 times 1, and 3 times 1 plus 1 is also an S. So we get 3 and 4. Oh, so maybe it's doubling each time, because there's 4 elements. Now, I'm going to make sort of little divisions here. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 9 plus 1 is 10. 3 times 4, 12. And then 12 plus 1, 13. That would be 4 more. And so each of these 4 should then give rise to 8 as well. So that's sort of a nice little observation. So in total, I've got 8. The next step in this process will get me another one, and it'll go up to 13 times 3, so 39, plus 1, so 40. So the next one should be 27, 28, 30, 31, 36, 37, 39, and 40. Okay? So we're sort of gaining groups of powers of 2 each time. And so in total now we've got 16 numbers that have to be in S. And these all count because they're all less than 2017. And let's look at the largest number that we add when we're adding new numbers. It goes from 0 to 1 to 4 to 13 to 40. The next group will be 16 numbers, and it'll end with 3 times 40 plus 1, or 121. So let's figure out which group we sort of have 2017 in, I guess. So the biggest numbers go 0, 1, 4, 13, 40, 121, then that times 3 plus 1, so 3 times 121, plus 1 is 364, times 3 plus 1 is... So the next group will go up to 1102, and then the next one will be 3306. So definitely the biggest whole group we have. So there's one number coming from sort of the 0 group, 1 here, 2 here, 4 in the group that had the largest number of 13, then 8, then 16, then 32, and then 64. So there's guaranteed to be this many, and that's 4, 8. So that's a total of 126 numbers guaranteed to be in S. Okay? Now, this group here, so if we sort of imagine our groups continuing on as we have, I'm using my dividing line to count them. We've got another group that ends with 121, and then 364, and then you've got another group that ends in 102, and then the next group is ends with 3306. So the group of 128 that you would want to add on has its biggest number 3306. That's not less than 2017. So some of these numbers are probably less than 2017, and others, like this one, are bigger. Okay? Now, can we figure out how many are smaller than 2017? Let's try and find the smallest number in this group. Okay? And if you look, all right, how do you find the smallest number in each group? Well, it goes from 0 to 1, then to 3, then 9, then 27. Most of these, other than the 0, are powers of 3. The next one will be 81. So now if we look at the smallest number in each group, and we can even draw our groups out again. So 0, 1, and then you'll have a group that goes from 3 to 4. Then you'll have a group that goes from 9 up to 13, 27 up to 40, 81 up to 121. And then the next group would go 243 up to, I think it was 364. And then the next group will go 729 up to 1,102. And then the next one will go, it should be, so 726, or 729 times 3. The next group starts with its smallest number at 2,187 and goes to 3306. Oh no, not 06, 07. I forgot to add 1 there. Okay. So it turns out this whole group here misses 2017. So it really is just the 128 numbers we had already counted. Okay. Because there is 1 in this group, 1 in this group, 2 in this group, 4, 8. You double each time. Because each number from the previous group gives rise to 2 new numbers in the next group. And there's no overlaps or anything like that. And the only group that doesn't do that is the group with 0, because 3 times 0 is 0, and you only get 1 number in the next group. But other than that, it doubles each time, powers of 2, which is kind of something we had noticed. And now we see our answer is going to be B. And there we go. So question 13 all done and taken care of. Up next, of course, question number 14, and I will see you for that next time.